Dub, you guys have had so much change with the lineups, rotations, guys, in and out. But the production, the outcomes remain consistent. Why is that possible?
Maybe a lot of things. Like, for one, we've had ever since I've been here, I feel like we just haven't been super healthy. So we've all had to figure it out. So we've had a culmination of years doing it, and now it's just different people, and over time the players get better. This year I feel like we had about 20 games where I wasn't playing, so that's a lot of time for guys to get better, be in different roles, and grow as players. So when I come back, it's kind of the same thing. They've been doing so much, now the load is less, and guys can just kind of find their game within that. We've won together, that adds a lot of it. Everybody kind of knows what's expected, but also gets enough space to grow as a player. So it's a lot of things that add into why we're able to have these different lineups. Some of it's Mark trusting guys to go in there and letting them mess up until they figure it out is another one. So it's just a lot of things that add up into why we're able to play different lineups and be confident in those lineups. You know what I mean?
What's going through your mind after Grayson Allen flattens Chet, and at the end of that you're pretty amped up?
And just, I don't know, we're up 40. I think something happened the play before, so there's probably some frustration there, but just make sure I have Chet's back, and then that's really about it. It's I don't know. He's kind of done it his whole career, so I feel him. Just make sure I have my teammates back and just go from there. It's not anything really to be blown up. As bad as I want it to be something that's blown up. It's the NBA. Nobody really fights anyway.
And, you mentioned you're up 40. You guys are consistently blowing teams out. How do you keep from getting bored as you're blowing teams out?
Winning is never boring. Because there was a time where some players on our team were getting blown out. I'm not going to name names, but we lost by 70. So I think a lot of guys have that in the back of their mind. Even me, my first year, we weren't winning a ton. We were solid. But I think I have that in the back of my mind, and you can't get bored with the process. I think having the guy, the lineup we had in at the end of the game, watching them be able to play is a little bit more motivation too. They work really hard behind the scenes. So for them to get the opportunity to go into these NBA games and kind of showcase what they were doing is a little bit more motivation too. But we're just playing hard. Not all these games are going to be blowouts, and we don't take them for granted either. Winning is winning. We'll take ugly wins. We'll take pretty wins. It's just how much better can we get in the win, because we've had some blowouts where we're not really satisfied with how we won, and then we have games where it's close and we like the way we played. So it's basketball, and you can't get tired of winning.
With your offseason sort of just being up in the air with the surgery, how did you sort of, prioritize what you wanted to work on?
Well, it made it pretty easy. I didn't have my right hand all summer, so it's just a lot of left hand workouts and running. I just tried to stay in really good shape, so I haven't been super tired or anything coming back, so that's where I hung my hat on. Everything else, I just try and get to a point now where I don't overwork my hand when I'm working out, but also still trying to get shots up and reps up, and kind of treating some of the off days like summer a little bit, in the sense that I'll try and work on a little bit of stuff.
I mean, that was a big thing that people speculated on social media about, was you were working with your left hand, of his left hand's going to get so much better. How much do you feel like you actually improved in that setting or stance, I guess?
I don't know. I actually seen that. It was kind of funny, because it's if people actually watch, I go left a lot. So it wasn't this super drastic change, I feel like. Maybe my passing. But yeah, even during that playoff stretch, I had to go left so much that I got naturally better at it. And obviously I'm right-handed, so when that starts to click again, it'll be easier. But I would just maybe say passing and stuff like that. But it's just more I just don't think it's this drastic change. I've been going left my whole life, so I actually wish it happened to my left hand so I could do the stuff I wanted to do right-handed. So not a drastic change, but I got to work on it a lot.
Go to Cliff.
Yeah. So you mentioned liking the way you guys play, regardless of the score. When that whole Grayson Allen incident happened, like you said, you guys were up 40, but you guys played like it was 0-0 after that. Your thoughts on the way you guys closed the game out and the energy that you had following that situation?
I think that was my group that stayed in like a couple more minutes. Honestly, that like lighted a fire a little bit. It made us like, I wouldn't say lock back in. We were pretty locked in. It just added more juice to the game. The fans were in a little more, so naturally like you're playing a little harder. So it's kind of a good thing, to be honest. It made us like start playing how we usually play, a little more amped up. Kind of like the game just like restarted, and I think that bled over into the unit that ended up finishing the game. So then you got to give them props too for, I always say it, like to not play the whole game and then be expected to like play the way that we want to play is it's a skill for all those guys, and it's really special that they're able to do that night in, night out.
It's a unique situation. You really didn't know where you were going to play until after this game, and if you won, you knew you were going to go to Vegas. Second year in a row. Do you feel like there's some unfinished business?
For sure. Anytime, if we're going to play in it, you want to win it. That's really all I got for it. It's not like a vendetta thing, but like if we're going to do something, let's do it to the best of our ability and not lose sight of like obviously the end goal. But we also get to treat this Vegas trip like the playoff run. Like we have the media junket and that whole circus where we pretend to practice in front of everybody and do that whole thing. So that ended up being something that happened during the finals and the playoffs, and so it served us well. So we definitely use this as like a learning experience and something to kind of prep us for down the road.
You mentioned the other night that it's not like with your wrist that, you know, a switch is going to flip all of a sudden it's going to be okay. But can you feel yourself maybe game by game or week by week kind of improving, getting more comfortable with it?
Yeah, there's just like, I would say the biggest thing is like, there's just like still like some pain hurdles that you got to like overcome with it. A lot of it too is like, we're like such a good team. Like I can kind of get away with like just trying stuff, even if it looks crazy. Granted, with that power, you kind of got to pick and choose your spots a little bit, but yeah, it's definitely getting like more and more comfortable. I'm like starting to like set in with like what it's going to feel like on a nightly basis. There's like a routine that goes into like how to like get my hand ready and just like rehab and stuff. Like all the little stuff, like the behind the scenes is more important than like the actual like comfortability of the game. Cause like when I can go into the games and not feel it as much, it allows me to like be back to normal.
Anybody else?
Jojo, you got a question or no, bro? No? All right. Yep.